So if you have any sort of like traditional office job, you work in just like a boring corporation and something like that, it might be really interesting to notice that sometimes the people who get promoted and get raises and stay at the company for years and years and years and years and years, they're usually tend to be the people who are just not causing trouble. They're not trying to do anything new. They're not trying to push the boundaries. They're just coming in every day, keeping their head down, doing exactly what they're told, and going home. That's not to say they've ever performed up to the highest level that they could be. It's not to say that they've ever made a boat ton of money for the organization, but they don't ruffle anyone's feathers, they don't make anyone look stupid, and they certainly don't look like they're more competent than someone several notches higher than them on the corporate ladder, and so they get a pass and they end up staying in those jobs for a really long period of time. And I bring this up because Sherwin-Williams has just provided us a glowing example of why this occurs. You see, what happened, and this is reported in BuzzFeed, in a rare moment of reporting clarity for BuzzFeed, they've reported that a college student behind a really, really popular TikTok page that is literally about mixing paint was fired from his job at Sherwin-Williams because they were pissed that he has a massively popular TikTok page about mixing paint. So you can see here it is, Tonester Paints. Now, I know nothing about TikTok, for the record. The only reason I'm even on TikTok right now is to look at these paint mixing videos. But they're actually pretty cool. This kid has 1.4 million followers, and literally all he does is post videos of himself mixing paint, and he puts music to it. Obviously, we don't have the music on, but you see, it's like really kind of beautiful and hypnotic, the process he goes through to create different colors, and it looks really pretty. It looks like the color of my wall a little bit, so I like that one. And like, there's some really, really cool videos that it makes no wonder people were drawn to it. And you would think, if you were Sherwin-Williams, that you would find this diamond in the rough working at one of your stores, making these massively popular videos about the business that you are in, selling paint, getting people excited about mixing different paint colors and all the different possibilities. You would think that that would be a good thing. But no, what they actually did was they ended up firing him for daring to use their resources, which is so stupid. So let's read about what happened. An Ohio University senior who worked part-time for a local Sherwin-Williams store was fired after the company discovered his popular paint mixing TikTok channel, Tonester Paints, which currently has over 1.4 now million followers. Tony Piloseno, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing Tony's last name, said that for months he'd been posting to his viral account as an example of what Sherwin-Williams could do on social media by marketing the brand to younger audiences. This is something you want to reward. This is when you want to give this kid a good pat on the back and say, dude, not only do we congratulate you for making a channel with 1.4 million followers literally about our product, but we're going to give you resources to continue to do this because we know it is a good marketing decision. They were getting this kid for what? A part-time salary working at one of their stores. Let's go on the high end and say this kid was making $15 an hour part-time to make viral videos of their products. Dude, this is the stupidest firing I have ever heard from in my life. It led corporate personnel to investigate his social media account. They ultimately fired him after determining he was making these videos during his working hours with company equipment. You mean he was doing something that could have made the company a metric F ton of money, and he was doing it with their own equipment and they fired him for it? According to the termination papers Tony provided to BuzzFeed News, the official offense the company handed down to him was gross misconduct, which included the offenses of wasting properties and facilities and seriously embarrassing the company and its products. No. The people who seriously embarrass the company are the people that made the decision to fire him rather than look at him and say, this is a young person that loves what we're doing and he's motivated, he's come up with this idea, obviously he has traction. How can we help him? How can we support him? How can we make the most of this awesome gift that we have been given? A motivated young person making our products go viral on the internet every single time he posts. Like, what marketing professional in their right mind thinks this was a bad decision? Well, I'll tell you exactly which marketing professional thinks that because it is highlighted in the flipping article. While we don't discuss the details of employee matters publicly, what I can tell you is that we were made aware of the TikTok videos produced by Anthony through a customer complaint, said Julie Young, the vice president of Global Corporate Communications. We take all complaints seriously and thoroughly investigated this customer's concern. Following the investigation, he was let go in July 2020 due to multiple company policy violations. So you're telling me the director of global communication knew about this and was completely on board with firing him? That just makes absolutely, unequivocally no sense to me. I just want to come back up to the article so we can get more of this story. He told BuzzFeed News he did admit to filming TikToks while he was already mixing paint for customers when he started posting to his channel in December of 2019. But as his page grew, he committed to purchasing cans of paint with his employee discount. They first accused me of stealing. I told them I purchased all my paint, he said, but they made me answer a bunch of questions like when I was doing this, where, if there was anyone in the store while I was doing the filming. There was never anyone with me while I was doing it. And frankly, Sherwin-Williams, so what if it was? This kid's work could have resulted, if you had actually utilized this, in millions and millions of dollars of sales for you. This is something that should be celebrated and applauded, not punished. And it's this type of behavior that makes employees think that they can never take initiative, that they can never try something new. The message that Sherwin-Williams has sent out to its entire team, and I'm talking about people working in the stores, also people working in their corporate offices, is that if you take initiative, if you step outside of these lines, we are going to investigate you and fire you and make it seem like you are this rogue employee who we need to wash our hands up. That's not healthy. That doesn't produce innovative environments. That doesn't encourage, that does not incentivize people to really bring that little extra to work. Listen, anytime I've done manager training, one of the primary questions that I'm asked is, Carlin, how do we just get our employees to do things without us having to tell them to do it, without us having to micromanage every part of it? Well, guess what? If you have directly disincentivized employees from behaving in an entrepreneurial way, then you cannot expect them to show up and try new things. There's a very clear message that Sherwin-Williams has sent out to its entire employee base because of this incident that they could have turned around and really used for their advantage. Tony said he had been working at the Sherwin-Williams store in Athens, Ohio for 3 years as a senior sales associate when he began recording and posting his paint mixing to Tonster Paints. I just downloaded TikTok and the videos took off almost immediately. It was just me doing a few customer orders here and there. When we were slow, I was making videos showing the process of all of it. So you're telling me that he was using his downtime when he wasn't doing anything else to help the company market itself, and this is something that should be punished. I mean, come on, please. Tony said he fell in love with paint and mixing colors when he started working at his local Sherwin-Williams. I love the job immediately. I love how the colors blend together, what goes with what. It's hard to explain, but I really enjoy mixing paint. I like showing what you can do with it. And this is exactly the type of person that Sherwin-Williams should be looking for, because who else are they going to hire? Some teenager that doesn't really care what they're doing, a college student who's going to come in and just like sit around and, play on their phone? Or are they going to hire someone who is obviously passionate and interested in what they're doing? This is exactly the type of person you want on your team. The firing of this kid makes absolutely no sense. Sometime in March or April, Tony said he began assessing his TikTok account as a marketing opportunity for Sherwin-Williams. He created a pitch deck to show the company how TikTok has a younger base and to basically develop brand awareness through TikTok. He said he presented the pitch to his manager and his sales rep at the store, who loved it, and he was given a contact in the marketing department of the company headquarters. I emailed the marketing contact about 2 or 3 times. I even reached out to him on LinkedIn. It took 2 months to get a response from him. Dude. Again, so they knew completely what was going on. He basically told me that there wasn't really any promotions going on there, so he didn't need to see a presentation. So you've got a completely demotivated person in your marketing office who doesn't want to try anything new, probably has done the same thing over and over and over again for years and years and years. You've got this young kid saying, here's this idea. He's already got a proof of concept because he's got millions of views on this video, and you've got a bored, mediocre marketing person who's like, meh. And that person, I'll bet you, still has a job. Well, this kid doesn't. However, a month later, he received a call from the loss prevention department about his social media account. Apparently, the combination of his marketing pitch and calls the company would get about experimental paint mixing, inspired by his TikToks, put the company on high alert. And they made exactly the wrong decision, which is to squelch this kid's innovation and his spirit, and I just can't even. The company specifically received a high volume of inquiries about mixing blueberries into their paint. So I guess he did that in one of the videos. He was fired in late July. His formal termination signed by the district manager stated he admitted to making TikToks during work hours and sometimes after work. I mean, so flipping what? This was a golden opportunity that Sherwin-Williams was handed on a silver platter, and they did the typical corporate thing and didn't take advantage of it. I mean, I don't think they're probably going to learn from this lesson. I think they're probably going to do exactly what they've always done, but what an epic missed opportunity for them. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed it, I do daily content around news, politics, culture, basically whatever I find interesting. So if you always come back almost every single day, there's going to be new content for you. But I would ask you to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Turn on those notifications, maybe even give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. It really helps me out. Thanks so much. That's all I've got for right now, and I'll see you soon.